Hey, Speckles, want to do my slide? That's me, Speckles Hunter, coming to this video. I am turning Shin'en Impact World bosses into superheroes, which are going to be creature heroes in my Beastverse universe. For the record, creature heroes is a branch off and a better version of the HCA in the Beastverse. So, without further ado, let's roll intro, let's get into this video, and let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Well, it's about time I get back to work on the files, These files are over the creature heroes. These are more or less our agents. They have code names instead of hero names, and we don't have their real names on database. First one, code name, Long Resting Dragon. Creature, Primal Gearshap. He is a 10-foot tall person that has the ability of the Primal Gearshap from the world of Tavat, which is another dimension for the record. We have a mech designed to take him out with his permission, made by Colonel Stryker. Under the specs of the mech, it has all of his abilities: Primordial Shower, a few others as well. Except the mech has two additional things to it. One, it can, well, for the record, he has the Long Resting Dragon has the ability to control Earth by himself. But the mech doesn't have that ability, so it has the ability to shoot off something that shoot off one of the spikes on its back to pretty much blow up and cause some damage to the surroundings to mimic his ability. Whereas Long Resting Dragon has the ability to do that without the actual needing to have them on his back. And he also doesn't have a tail either. That doesn't stop him from being one of the strongest members. Especially out of this group we have. He is by far the strongest of the people I'm talking about today. He has the ability, well, hence his name, he has the ability to sleep for a stupidly long amount of time. Sometimes people are confused for him going into coma when he just literally gets up the next day after taking like a 5-week nap. He says, "Oh, that was a good nap." In reality, him sleeping is like sleeping for an entire year. He says that he's actually really old compared to everyone on the team and in that group. He is actually over thousands of years old. He is ancient. He actually remembers the creature. Tavat was quite young still, and then part of the creature was fused with him at a young age due to a ripple in space-time and dimensions. He gained the abilities of it, and it altered his appearance, giving him the ability to pretty much be immortal. Let's go to the next one, shall we? The second one is known as Amrg. Creature, Anonymous Model, Ruin Grader. This guy is pretty much an average human, except in height, strength, durability, and speed. Everything else, he's about average. Also in intelligence. He's pretty much a superhuman, but he's more closely related to humans. He's a 9-foot tall person, and he has the ability to extort his limbs out pretty far, but he has some pretty interesting things about him. One thing is the fact that he actually has these weird rock-like parts on him, which are actually more like joints for him. He can move his body any way he wants, well, his arms, that is. But that's only a certain joint. They're completely 160 rotation on each one, but yeah, he's just really powerful with that. But he has the ability with his central eye mask, which was made by one of our personal mech designers or weapons creators. I can't really remember. We had them create a helmet for him to protect his face. All of our agents wear a mask of sorts to protect their face and to protect their real identities. The closest one to have a non-mask was our first hero I talked about. I forget her name. And the reason why Amrg has the mask is also because if you know Cyclops from the Mutants or X-Men, yeah, he has Cyclops abilities to shoot lasers from his eyes, but he can actually control the lasers. And when I say this guy has ridiculously high jumping abilities, he can literally jump up 100 feet in the air and slam onto the ground with literally no injuries whatsoever. His suit actually helps him with that. It is actually made with a specially designed material to keep up with him, especially with his stretchy ability. Each limb segment can hold up to 5 feet in length. So, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So he can shoot his arms out to at least 30 feet in length. It's really far and really helps whenever he's having to deal with an escaping person that's only around 15 feet away. Let's just say a few people he's fought actually have concussions or small brain damage. Nothing major. Let's get to the next one, shall we? The next one is actually someone I got mixed up with finally, but I gotta say it in this order because this is the order I submitted him in. This one is known as Frosty Pollen. The creature was the Fellflower. He is a little bit more interesting. He is always found in some sort of icy area, and funny enough, his mask is actually part of his face. No, but he's also able to change his face and body into anyone he wants. It's one of his abilities. He actually had this ability when he was born, and it was furtherly enhanced after he got the creature's abilities. Although it came at the cost of him losing his arms. His arms are now part of his hair, which are actually weirdly organic, magical based, whatever, limbs, which are leaves. But these leaves can change their durability, color, and all that real easily. And to put it lightly, he can create swords, which is his primary attack, out of his limbs. The swords are red in tips, and he always has at least 2 weird, from what we've been able to research, known as arcane essences floating around him, which can heal him. But they can also alter their size and all that to give him an increased defense, and they can also shoot off projectiles. But he also has the ability to control Cairo or ice. So, yeah, do not get near him. And, well, get close up to handle him in combat. Because he can shift his hands into actual well, not ice, but he can engulf his hands in ice to bring to back a serious punch. And his mask, and for his shapeshifting ability, he more or less, when in public, completely shapeshifts his hair into a long, blue hair that looks like it's been dyed, but in reality it's actually his actual hair color. He says it's due to the powers of his ice abilities, which actually makes sense. We just know what they look like. We can't run their names through a database though, because it is strictly against our policies to do this. We have them as agents, we just don't know their real names. But we have their phone numbers, we can find their real names, but we won't. We're not the HCA here. And his mech armor is also known as Frosty Pollen, but it has, how do you say, a more comfortable feeling to it. Now let's get to the final one today. Codename, Incarnation of Thunder. Creature, Thunder Manifestation. This person has the ability to shapeshift their hands into swords, which is something they do, but also, quite often, but they also have the ability to control lightning. They can use this to enhance their physical bodies already. They got their name, Incarnation of Thunder, because it's just another way of saying Thunder Manifestation. Their hair was originally a dark black, well, not really a dark black, more like a dark brown color, but it shifted into more of a grayish purple color when they got their abilities from the Thunder Manifestation creature. Their mask they had modeled after the creature's one eye and face. They're from African American descent, and they are one of the few females on the team. But she also has the ability not just to control lightning, but also create giant and loud sonic booms, which can seriously disorient someone. She is, in her own right, an utter powerhouse, literally and figuratively. Literally because of her ability to control lightning. She has the ability of flight due to that, but don't let that underestimate her. She is completely capable of taking on someone like Long Resting Dragon in a hand-to-hand combat fight and win. If any of these people didn't have their powers and pure strategy and intelligence, the three people I could see winning in the fight the first one to be out would definitely be Long Resting Dragon, followed by Amrg. He is strong, but without his ability to elongate his arms, and for when I say powers, I'm also talking about his little sections. He still has a ridiculous reach, but these last two can actually get close up to him. Both these people are both Frosty Pollen and an Incarnation of Thunder, are both excellent swordsmen and swordswomen. They were both practicing their blademanship even before they got their powers, hence the reason why they are so fond and so talented with using blades. But in a pure age difference, they both started around the same time when they were both around 5. But by the time Frosty Pollen was starting to learn his, Incarnation of Thunder, was already around 11 years old. So her mastery is a lot more advanced than his, but also her guarding technique and her swordsman technique was already more advanced. She already created different parts and different forms of using the sword. So, yeah, that's all for today. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, because I'm afraid that's all the time I got for today. Until next time, subscribe today, join the Sparkers with me, or Demons Alliance. Goodbye, and peace out, everyone.